Students, in our previous session dealing with the same chapter, we had discussed about the basic concept of geography, or geography answers which question, where we had discussed it answers the question what, where and when. Now moving ahead with our same topic, here we will be dealing with different branches and moreover different approaches to geography. Basically, there are two main approaches: systematic geography as well as regional geography. The concept of systematic geography was introduced by Alexander von Humboldt. He was a German geographer, whereas the concept of regional geography was developed by yet another German geographer, Karl Ritter. Now, what is this systematic geography about? Where we study the world as a whole. We identify the particular types and its spatial pattern. For example, suppose we choose one topic, natural vegetation. In that, we have chosen one type of forest, that is equatorial rainforest. Now we have identified this, and all over the world, wherever we find these equatorial forests, now we have to generalize and study on the whole that what are the geographical conditions required for this type of forest and where do they prevail, where are they found. But on the contrary, if we talk about regional geography, in regional geography we choose a region rather, and we study the details of that region, starting right from the physical features, that is the landscape. How does that landscape affect the climate? Further, how that landscape and climate together affects the natural vegetation, the soil, the agricultural pattern, and so on. Systematic geography, as you will see in this, it studies the different aspects: climatology, historical geography, cultural, political, marine, geography of soil, population, economic, industrial, etc. Something from the very beginning, dualism in geography. Dualism means contrast between two. The dualism between physical and human geography. Whether geography is the study of physical components or human. But here I would like to mention one thing, that physical geography and human geography cannot be separated. They are almost interrelated. Man is nowhere, it stands nowhere without land, air and water. Also, physical components have no value without the effort put by man. Then further, environmental determinism and social determinism. In the very beginning, when there was no development, man was a puppet in the hand of the nature. This is what the geographers thought. Because floods were there, destruction was there. Earthquake was there, destruction was there. There was no prevention. There was no option. So, and therefore the man of that time, the human beings of that time, they started worshipping the nature because they were afraid of these forces of nature. They considered themselves to be something supernatural. Then slowly with the development, geographers began to understand, human beings began to understand, no, if these are the things, some kind of weapons also we have to change the nature accordingly or change ourselves according to the nature and save ourselves and do the development. That was the concept of social determinism, where it was discussed that there are opportunities given by the nature. Now it is for the man to avail those opportunities. Then the next dualism, general geography, as I told you, whether it should be a systematic approach or it should be a regional approach. Idiographic and nomothetic. Idiographic, where laws and hypotheses are made. Nomothetic, where we study the in general and then we come to the conclusion. Physical geography basically studies four concepts: geomorphology, that is the relief features, its evolution and related processes; climatology, that is the study of climate, structure of atmosphere, weather, climate types and regions; biogeography, study of living things; and hydrology, that is water. Now if you see, what is human geography? Social geography also is a part of human geography. Population and settlement geography, economic, historical, political, all this is a part of human geography. Human geography, it is that branch of the social sciences that deals with the people, community, culture, economies, interaction of these economies, of these people with the environment. It sees the relationship with all these components of man across a space and place. So, if we go into detail of physical geography, as I told you, geomorphology, study of landforms, evolution and related processes. Related processes means exogenic forces, endogenic forces, earthquake, volcano, folding, faulting, evolution of mountains, plains, plateaus, what resulted and how they came into existence. Climatology, study of structure of atmosphere, elements of weather and climate, climatic types and regions. Hydrology, different realms of water, ocean currents, tides, waves over the surface of the earth. Soil geography studies the process of soil formation, soil types and their fertility status. Human geography, as I told you, it studies social or cultural geography, which includes the study of society and its spatial dynamics. Population geography studies population growth, distribution, density, sex ratio, migration and occupational structure. Settlement geography, what is settlement? What are the different types of settlements? How can we differentiate them? What are the characteristics and what are the problems related to these different types of settlements? And how can we overcome these problems? Economic geography, it studies agriculture, industry, tourism, trade, transport, etc. Historical geography, again, it studies the historical processes. The geographical features change with time, and the moment we talk about time, we are talking about history. Political geography looks at the space from the angle of political events. We study the boundaries, space relation, neighboring political units, delimitation of constituencies and election scenario. All this forms a part of the political geography. Then moving ahead with biogeography, its interface between physical and human. Plant geography, study of pattern of natural vegetation, their habitats. Zoo geography, spatial pattern and geographical characteristics. Ecosystem, ecology, dealing with scientific study of habitats. Environmental geography, different environmental problems, ozone depletion, global warming, ecological crisis, ecological imbalance. What is causing this and how can we overcome it? All this is a part of biogeography. Now, if you see in this slide, branches of geography based on regional approach. That is regional study, regional development, regional analysis and regional planning. Regional study can be done on macro level, that is the vast level, meso level, area little smaller than macro, and micro is very small units. You study about the village, town, cities, and then you go over the country. Alright, that is the basic difference between the micro and the macro level. Then regional analysis, analyzing the regional phenomena, regional development and regional planning. Regional planning again can be divided in two parts, country planning or town planning. What is regional study? As I told you, macro, meso and micro regional studies. Regional planning, rural or at the town level, urban level. Regional development, how a particular area is developing day by day. What kind of development is taking place in that region and what factors are responsible for that development. Then we come to regional analysis. Philosophy, what are the geographical thoughts? What kind of interaction exists between land and man? Then what are the techniques we follow? Cartography, map making. Nowadays we have computer cartography. Then different kind of quantitative techniques, statistical techniques. We take out standard deviation, we find out correlations, we draw projections, we draw grids. All this is a part of cartography. Then we have field survey methods. Directly the geographer goes to the field and studies, collects the samples, sees the phenomena and analyzes it. Then geoinformatics, different techniques, remote sensing, GIS, GPS, all this is a part of or the way to or the techniques to study geography and analyze the geographical phenomena. Any discipline is bound to grow with new ideas, problems, methods and technique. What was one manual cartography? Now, as I told you, this manual cartography is changed into computergraphy. So many datas nowadays, they are being handled through internet. GIS, GPS, all this is a handy tool to find out exact locations. So, these are the developments which have taken place. These are the different branches of geography and how to approach with it that I have discussed in this part.